the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show with Billy the Kid and Scott Tang.
Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show!
It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah. It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah.
We are here. Another episode, live and direct, coming at you from the semi-cubicles, the cubicles adjacent to...
Cubicle adjacent. Oh, dude, that's good. They were cubicle adjacent in the B95.5 green room.
Yeah.
This is where they bring people when they, they have to come and sit down and wait to do interviews on air when they're making media, press tours and whatnot.
Right.
They sit in here and they chill out and they have some coffee or whatever. So we're chilling out and we're having some Deadpool water.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Bill.
And this is
the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show.
Episode number 170. Wow.
And we
We
screwed
are
up. There we
here.
go.
There we go.
That's better.
Okay.
I felt like I was being a little bit marginalized out of the
Yeah,
frame.
don't marginalize yourself. We get marginalized enough by not the people, but the man.
The man.
And
is
the librarian.
So many librarians.
Oh man, I don't want to get off on one again because I'm feeling kind of good. We had a nice conversation, I think, yesterday, and
got some things off our chests.
yeah, and they got some things off their chest. I think we might be in a good place.
A good enough place.
We've agreed to disagree.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot to get to. Cardi B revealed the sex of her baby. She has slipped up before, but was she trolling us?
Ooh.
We'll get to that in a minute. Ariana Grande and Mac Miller, is it really over for them? Kim and Taylor, it's back on. Taylor Swift taking the shots last night. Kanye, what's his name?
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino talks about the This Is America video, and Donald Trump, who we're going to start it off with here, is late on his rent. Rent for what, you say? The White House. I don't know much about it because I saw the story right before we were about to come down and get the Cubicle Show going, but...
Late on his rent for the White House. He's the president. Doesn't he get paid to live there?
So, allegedly, you have to pay $240,000 a year for the White House. I guess he's super late on the rent from last year, and according to the guy, it's owned by somebody else, and basically the government rents out this house.
Okay. So it's not Trump's personal money, but he probably has to oversee the transaction.
Yep, his administration is laid on
the submission of the funds. Okay. That's something that I did not know. I did not know the White House was privately owned. Weird.
Very
Capitalism right there. That's the heart of America. I did a break today where I almost said, I was talking about how things look good on paper, and I almost said, like communism. And I was like, people might think that I'm, was sent over here from
maybe you're one of them Russian trolls?
Russia, yeah. So I was like, we'll just go with something different.
Yeah, so Trump is in it again. And, it's, I'm not surprised. I can't say I'm surprised on the overlook of this, considering most of his positions aren't filled yet.
Well,
and
I wouldn't say that they're not filled. I would just say that there's a revolving door. They just keep coming and going.
That's fair. And a lot of them aren't filled. So between the ones that are filled, you're constantly getting replaced. There's nobody there except Trump and his boy.
All he's left to do is wander the White House alone, forgetting to pay rent.
Yeah.
That's why I forget to pay rent a lot, but then again, I'm not president of the United States.
I mean, it's not like he has more important things to worry about.
I guess.
Like leading the free world.
Yeah. I didn't know where exactly. I didn't know if you were trying to imply that he does or that he doesn't.
He's got way more things important to
So he needs to hire a secretary of rent. That's what we've established here.
Well, we making positions for the people. All right, so let's move on here because there's nothing really to talk about with that, and we're not going to get political and stuff. But it is kind of funny that that's out there. Ariana Grande, what's this about? Ariana Grande and Mac Miller breaking up? I don't know the really deal on this. What happened?
Oh, I got the deal. I got the straight deal. Here we go. You want to hear the official statement?
I do.
That they released?
Wow.
Well,
see, that's another thing I'm sick of. Official statements
on breakups.
Oh.
Well, you actually kind of got to my point there. I didn't copy down the exact official statement verbatim because it was basically the same old spiel. We have busy work schedules. It just wasn't working out. But we still love each other dearly, and we're still best friends. Because that happens so often after a breakup. You love it. I hate it when celebrity couples, because it only happens with celebrity couples, when they break up and like, but we still love each other. If you still love each other, what are you breaking up for, you dummy?
Yeah, like...
Make it work. That's what love is. Love is making it work, even when things are hard, even when things are difficult. It's not bailing at the first sign of trouble, bish.
You know, like, I've broke up with somebody because of mutual agreements and stuff, because of, like, college situations.
Sure.
But when I look back on it now, I'm like, well, you know what? That was just the easy way of actually kind of getting out of the relationship.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to break up because it's not working out because of schedules, I'm not saying there has to be hard feelings, but don't be like, oh, but we still love each other. No, do you really?
Did you even love each other to start off with?
Exactly.
I don't think so.
You had a hot take on this. You said Ariana was using Mac Miller.
Yeah, I do think she was been using Mac Miller.
And I want you to expound on this because I don't know what you mean.
All right, so I do think that Mac Miller came into the situation, and Mac Miller's a good guy. He's got some money. He's stable, right? Ariana Grande just got out of a wild relationship at that point in time. She was with Big Sean, and wasn't there somebody else?
Yeah, I feel like there was.
Whatever, but she was going through a wild time, right? So I think that she kind of started hanging out with Mac Miller because I think that she thought they were fun. She probably saw him on his MTV show, riding around on go-karts, thought she could go out there and have a good, grand old time with them. Well, they kind of got a little close. They got serious. But I think where the using came, and this may be messed up, but I do think I don't think she would have been with Mac Miller this long if that terrorist attack at her show never happened.
Oh, so he was like a shoulder to cry on, so to speak. Well, they started dating in 2016.
Yeah, that's fair, but that only happened, they weren't together like a year or whatever.
Not quite a year.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that the reason why it lasted that long is because he was somebody stable. He's not always out on the road traveling, all this stuff. Somebody there constantly for her. I think she used him to help rebound. And I think she also used him to help get some other connections in industry that she didn't have to help make her album.
Well, okay, so that terrorist attack was like roughly a year ago, right?
I think so.
So for the past year, she's just been with him, waiting for her moment for her album to be about to drop.
Yeah.
Is there a coincidence here? I'm not so sure. Also, it's kind of weird because they have known each other for years. They met on the set of the music video for her very first single, The Way. Because Mac Miller was featured on that song, and he was like, he was trying to slide in the DM, so to speak, IRL, and she wasn't having it because he smelled like weed all the time. She was like, I can't date him, he smells like weed. But then they're dating 2 years later, and do you think that Mac Miller ever stopped smelling like weed?
No. Do you think she started smelling like weed?
It's a distinct possibility.
I would say so. Shout out to Kyle. He should just take the money they would have paid him and send it to his landlord.
the landlord of the White House.
Yeah, right?
I want to know who the landlord of the White House is.
No, I did. Well, the name was here.
Oh, we have that information. The Jam's Fact Finder team.
I didn't read the whole article.
We skimmed it because it's
funny.
Funny headline, basically.
When you've never heard that before. And it's definitely, it's not Trump's fault, but...
You want to hand me that while you get the next topic started, and I'll just look for the name.
Okay, right here. It's somewhere in there. All right, so then Cardi B yesterday appeared on the Howard Stern show, and on the Howard Stern show, she did go on and say...
William Fiegba. That's the guy who owns the White House. Okay, sorry, I had to... Fiegba.
Mr. Fiegba wants his money.
F-E-E-G-B-A.
He's coming for you, Trump. Pay up.
Rich homie Fiegba.
He's going to expose you for failing to pay rent.
Thanks for checking in, Laurie.
Well, imagine if he got an eviction notice on the door. Oh, my God. That would be classic.
It would be better than being impeached.
What's up, Laurie? Thanks for checking in. We appreciate,
Your little purple heart?
Yes, thank you. Purple hearts right back. Yeah, so Cardi B confirmed yesterday on the Howard Stern show that she, yes, indeed is having a girl, even though she has slipped up and her sister slipped up and said it was going to be a girl a few times, but she actually did straight up say, yo, I'm having a girl, and she said if you want to know the name, you got to talk to my dudes, and her dudes would be Offset! from the Migos.
Who tweets regularly in all caps with spaces between every letter.
That's because he's always yelling.
Yeah, he's on one all the time.
Now, what do you think she's gonna name the baby? Is it gonna? Her sister's name is like
Hennessy.
Hennessy.
Is that her real name? I don't know if that's her real name or if that's her nickname, because it was Hennessy and Bacardi, and I feel like, you know, like that's where Cardi comes from, is Bacardi. They call her Bacardi. But maybe that's because her sister's older and her name actually was Hennessy, and they're like, oh, well, let's call her Bacardi because that's cute.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they stay with the liquor theme?
Well, is Offset a kind of liquor? What if they... Oh! Okay, alright, so Offset, you know how it's like, oh, it's kind of Offset on this side?
Yeah.
What if they name her Askew?
Askew?
She's kind of askew.
Damn. It's like adjacent to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be their son. Adjacent. And they could have another daughter named her Kitty Corner.
Kitty corner. Oh, man, that's so good. Now...
And now...
Gambino. He decides to... Well, actually, he gets run up on by a reporter, and they're like...
Is this one of those TMZ drive-bys?
Yeah, I think so.
Where they, like, dash up and like, and they, like, throw a camera in their face and hit them with a few questions real quick.
And they're like, dude, I have no idea what your video, This Is America, about, even though it says what the video is about in the freaking title. They're like, what does it mean? And he's...
Sorry, go ahead.
And he's like, that's for you to figure out and you to determine for yourself. I know what it means to me.
I'm glad you said that, because I was just talking about this last night with my good buddy TD Camp. We were like discussing this video, and I was like, I just want him to come out and say what it means. And I was like, well, I don't think he will. I don't think he's gonna give us a statement on it, because he's that kind of guy. He's that kind of like, he's like an artist, He makes art, which is I don't say that, I don't mean that in like a condescending manner or to make fun of him. Because when you get people who are like true artists, they make stuff that can be interpreted in multiple ways and want people to interpret in multiple ways. And I think that's actually what makes good art. And I look at this and I see the way a lot of people interpret it, and I also see another different picture of how it could be interpreted. And I think basically with this, you've got something that you could call it like a litmus test for your worldview. How you interpret this video kind of demonstrates how you view the world. And there's definitely, I think there are two distinct narratives you can pull out of this, and it's pretty cool the way that he weaves it all together. It's very well done, regardless of what you think it means. And those facial expressions he makes are something else, I'll tell you that. He's
crazy, and then everything that's happening in the background, I mean, there's just so much going on in the video.
There's layers, like an onion and an ogre. This video's got layers. I love Donald Glover. I think he's very talented. I think there's like nothing that he can't do.
He's been one of my faves for a very long time. We started playing Childish Gambino on the radio like 5-6 years ago. We're like one of the only stations in the country that was playing Childish at that time. This was like before he put out 3005 and all that stuff. Oh,
dude, back when like Heartbeat was out, I remember we played that at night on Fly too, and I was like, this song is my jam!
Yeah, like we were playing like really early stuff. Not like Freaks and Geeks like Childish, but right after that. And anyways, they sent me this awesome package of sweatshirts, this royalty hoodie and everything. I was like, oh, it's so good. But then I grew out of it.
Did you ever watch Community?
I love Community.
All right. Did you ever watch like Derek Comedy?
Yeah.
His YouTube video?
That's actually how I discovered it.
Yeah, that's how when I watched the kid poops his pants in the classroom. I think it's Jerry.
Yeah.
I pooped my pants. That's so freaking funny.
Yeah, because I followed him because I knew of him as a comedian. And then, like, his stand-ups were always great, like Weirdo and all that stuff. I
never
love
actually
that.
watched his stand-up. I need to do that.
Really, really good. And then, like, he was great on Community. He wrote for 30 Rock. And then now, I mean, he's freaking Lando.
Yes, that's right. That's the entire reason I want to see that movie. I don't think it looks that good, but I want to see Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian.
And Taylor Swift, I guess, is the last topic here before we get into Movie Pass Bill. Taylor Swift taking shots at Kim Kardashian last night on stage. We're going to roll this video of it for you. Let me just find it. Okay, here.
A couple of years ago, someone called me a snake on social media, and it caught on. And then a lot of people were calling me a lot of them. some really low times for a while because of it. And I went through some times when I didn't know if I was gonna get to do this anymore. And I guess the snakes, I wanted to send a message to you guys that if someone uses name calling to bully you on social media,
Alright, so we can't hear it here, but I think this is about the end of it anyways.
I think the end is like...
that doesn't have to defeat you. It can strengthen you instead.
There it goes, it just went.
Alright, okay,
Oh,
it's done.
Alright, so if we talked over the part, okay, so our broadcast is being interrupted here, so we'll just make this quick.
Taylor Swift had her feelings real hurt by Kim Kardashian and the snake emoji, and they were so hurt that she was afraid she was never going to be able to be a multi-million-dollar performer selling out stadiums anymore. And wow, I feel so bad for you, Taylor. Somebody, you said it.
Yeah, too bad,
You barred her
Taylor.
up.
You got called out for being a liar. Oh, boo-hoo, let's just change the snake to liar.
Yeah, you got exposed.
You got exposed.
And then you played it for sympathy.
Oh, it's another example of you playing the freaking victim, Taylor. Why don't you actually grow up and accept your mistakes?
Oh, and now that we're not out in the cubicle area, we can actually levy worthwhile criticism against Taylor Swift for all the nonsense that she pulls. We don't always have to talk about her as though she's some kind of saint stepped down from the clouds, walking the earth among us puny mortals.
Yeah, her, like, crappy attitude and everything like that, like, has nothing to do with her music.
No,
You know
no,
what
it
I mean?
doesn't. It's just her personality. Now, I want to hit on what she said there at the very end. I want to read this quote just in case we talked over it by accident.
Actually, let's try to wrap this up because for some reason our broadcast signal keeps dropping out right now. So let's just, we're gonna wrap this up real quick here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Read it or
Because
no?
I don't. No. Yeah. Do it too. I'm just saying.
All right,
Let's do
so
this
she
quick.
says, I want to send a message to you guys that if someone uses name calling to bully you on social media, and even if a lot of people jump on board with it, that doesn't have to defeat you. It can strengthen you instead. And that's a good
No,
message.
facts. That's factory.
But, that's not how it always works. Yeah, you were able to pull this off because you're a multi-million-dollar international superstar with a huge staff and a marketing team that can make you look good in spite of everything you've done. Us average Joes can't, if you call me fat on social media, or, for instance, I can't just be like, yeah, well, you know what, I'm going to take a fat emoji and I'm gonna own it and I'm going to go on to sell out stadiums. That's not how it works for us, for real people.
And real quick, the point on there is that Taylor, you're saying that, and that's not the case at all. You're actually rewriting history.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, you were the one that started it by saying that Kim and Kanye were lying, and you were going in on them. Then Kim exposed you and called you a snake, and that's when you're like, oh, I'm being bullied.
Yeah.
No, you started off the bullying, and they squared up. You always say you got to take down the bully. Kim took down the bully, and now you're crying.
I don't understand how people defend her after that either. When they're like, oh, well, because little parts of that video were edited. Yeah, 2-second pauses in between Snapchat videos. The Snapchat video back when you couldn't record continuous video on Snapchat.
All the evidence was right there with what she said when... The moment Taylor said she knew about the song and it was okay to put out, that's everything that needed to be said. It was right there. There's no disguise of it.
Oh, I'll be in on the joke, except she's going to pretend like she wasn't in on it. She set Kanye up, but Kim set her up.
Yeah, because they knew that she was a
Because they
snake.
knew she would double-cross him. Bars!
Okay, Bill, Movie Pass Bill, or whatever he's
so
calling it.
every week I go see a new movie, and actually, if you want to help me decide this one, because I'm torn, there's 2 new movies that are coming out tomorrow that are going to be in theaters tonight. Life of the Party and Breaking In. So one of them's a comedy, one of them's a suspense type thing. I don't know if you got a preference on which one you would like to hear me review.
I don't
or
know
which one
either of them, but I would
think-
say go see the comedy.
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Is Melissa McCarthy is playing a mom who goes back to college.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
I would say we've been frustrated a little bit this week, and I think a comedy, a nice laugh would do good for you.
I agree.
So it's been a frustrating week. And to all of our viewers and listeners that tune in here, us also on the radio, we appreciate you, and thank you for letting us vent to you, too. You don't have to do that. Usually, in a lot of people's perception, it's that, you guys would just vent to us, but we realize that we're all humans and people here, and that we can all be friends, and we can vent to one another.
And thanks for sticking by us and having our backs and threatening to come in and beat people up if we get fired.
Don't do that, though, because we don't
do
want
it.
you to get in any type
But
of trouble.
I appreciate
Yeah.
the thought. It means a lot
Yes.
to me right here in my heart muscle.
We throw them hearts up, man. You know, we have black hearts because we go into war, man. Isn't that what they give out, the black heart?
Purple heart.
Purple heart?
Yeah.
Oh, purple heart. War heart. We're at war. Okay. With that being said, we'll be back at it next week. We may be back in the cubicle area. We may be here. We don't really know what we're doing
We're
yet.
nomads for the moment.
We're just kind of playing things by ear. Not by year. I heard somebody say that the other day.
By year?
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm playing things by year. I was like,
that's wrong.
no, it's by ear, like music. But anyways, Facebook page, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 Eastern Time.
Because that's the only time zone that matters.
Hey, did the Titanic happen?
1. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show! That's what I'm talking about, boy! Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah? Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah! Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Not a rectangle show. Not a triangle show. Not a pyramid show. It's a cubicle show. Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah? Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah! Cubicle Show. We're just gonna 1. Boy!